In 2019, the United States government made an announcement. They had identified one of the most dangerous cybercriminals in the world, a man accused of stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from banks, corporations, and financial systems across the globe. His name was Maxim Yakubets. And yet, despite being one of the FBI's top targets, he was still out of reach. Very little is confirmed about his early life. Maxim Yakubets is believed to have grown up in Russia during the collapse of the Soviet Union, a time when technology was expanding rapidly. But cybersecurity was still weak and unregulated. Authorities believe this environment created a new kind of opportunity, not physical crime, but digital exploitation. By the late 2000s, he was allegedly linked to a cybercriminal network that would later become known as Evil Corp. During the late 2000s, cybercrime was evolving rapidly. Security systems were improving, but attackers were evolving faster. Online banking became more common, and with it, a new vulnerability appeared. People trusted their computers, but those same systems could be silently controlled from the outside. Groups like Evil Corp took advantage of this shift, turning everyday devices into entry points for financial theft. Evil Corp was not a random group of hackers. Investigators describe it as a structured organization with roles, systems, and financial operations. Their goal was simple: steal money from financial systems at scale. Their primary weapon was malware, known as Drydex. Once installed on a victim's computer, it could record keystrokes, capture banking credentials, hijack active sessions, and silently approve transactions. All without triggering immediate alarms. Victims often had no idea anything was happening until it was too late. The attack itself was rarely direct. Victims would receive emails that looked completely normal: invoices, shipping updates, business documents. But hidden inside was malicious code. Once opened, the infection would begin. No warning, no visible changes, just a quiet connection between the victim's computer and the attackers. From that moment on, control was no longer in the hands of the user. Evil Corp didn't just steal money directly. They built a layered system to hide it. Stolen funds moved through fake accounts, compromised individuals known as money mules, and multiple international transfers. Each step made tracing the money more difficult. By the time banks noticed unusual activity, the funds had already passed through multiple countries. Authorities estimate the total damage reached hundreds of millions of dollars across the United States and Europe. Behind every transaction, there were real consequences. Small businesses waking up to empty accounts, employees unable to receive salaries, companies forced to pause operations overnight. For investigators, this wasn't just cybercrime. It was financial disruption on a global scale. And for victims, the damage was often irreversible. By 2019, investigations began to converge. The United States Department of Justice officially charged Maxim Yakubets. The FBI described him as a key figure in one of the most sophisticated cybercrime networks ever identified. A $5 million reward was announced for information leading to his arrest. But there was a problem. He was believed to be inside Russia, a country that does not extradite its citizens. The investigation quickly became international. Multiple agencies began working together, following digital trails across servers, accounts, and encrypted networks. But each lead created new complications: different laws, different jurisdictions, different limits. Even when identities were suspected, taking action was not always possible. After the charges became public, everything went quiet. No confirmed sightings, no arrests, no verified movements. Some reports suggested he continued living openly. Others believed he remained connected to cyber operations. But officially, nothing was confirmed. In the digital world, he simply disappeared. Some reports suggested something even more unusual, that he wasn't hiding at all, but living in a place where enforcement could not reach him, where digital actions had real-world consequences, but limited accountability. Whether true or not, it raised a disturbing question. What happens when someone becomes untouchable, not because they ran, but because they never had to? This case represents a new kind of crime, one that doesn't rely on physical presence. Cybercrime operates through encrypted networks, anonymous identities, and global systems without borders. Even when suspects are identified, bringing them into custody depends on cooperation between nations. And sometimes, that cooperation doesn't exist. Today, Maxim Yakubets remains one of the most well-known names in global cybercrime investigations, a symbol of how technology has advanced faster than enforcement. Because in the modern world, you don't always need to run. Sometimes, you just stay where you are and let the system fail to reach you. Technology continues to evolve, faster than laws, faster than borders, faster than control. And in that gap, a new kind of criminal can exist, invisible, untouchable, and sometimes impossible to stop.